Hello people, welcome to the Manna Motivation YouTube channel. Giving a TED Talk means you are being granted recognition and are taken seriously for your intellect. So how do you become qualified to give a TED Talk? Luckily for you, Manna Member, we have a number of tips to help you. If you want more of this content, subscribe to the Manna Motivation YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. You can be sure that every time you share your blog posts, they are unique to you. When you put content online, it leaves a digital fingerprint that can be traced back to the person who shared it. When you create your own content, pay attention to the audience. With a unique author brand, your audience will recognize you and know to trust you. This is key if you want to build your platform. Finally, the constellation of associations you are being recognized for determines what your professional opportunities are. It's easy to get the big time with a TED Talk. It is a big stage and a big brand, which focuses on exciting ideas. Any author can live out their dreams by achieving this goal because of its name recognition. Before we show you how to create a TED Talk, be honest with yourself. Why do you want to give a TED Talk? Many people seek to increase their visibility and potential to make more money by becoming a public speaker. Aside from having fun, it can also be a way to make more money. Giving a TED Talk could be a helpful option. If you are just writing for the sake of publishing a book or to be seen with it, then your time is better spent elsewhere. For long arc goals, don't focus on such short-term vanity projects. Make moves in marketing that are purposeful and help you reach your objectives. The purpose of prestigious events like TED is not to merely be there because others are. This is particularly true of people who want to be seen as contributing new ideas in their field. These are thought leaders and people who want to use those thoughts by getting public speaking gigs or clients. Remember that the TED tagline is ideas worth spreading. Ideas, not speakers. What big ideas are you adding to the conversation? Are the ideas in your constellation bold enough to make people sit up and take notice? And if the TED Talk meets your larger goals, then you have come to the right place. TED is a nonprofit that has been around since its inception in 1984, but it began as a talk radio show less than a decade ago. Its talks became famous in 2006. The two types of TED Talks are a regular TED Talk and a TEDx Talk. A TED Talk is held at a yearly TED Conference or TED Global Conference. A TEDx Talk is delivered at an independently organized conference in which anyone can organize a TEDx Talk. TEDx is an event where speakers focus on local issues. TED Talks are global. Chris Anderson, the founder of TED and leader at TED, thinks of TEDx as TED multiplied because they allow people to connect with innovative thinkers in their local communities. From the author's perspective, one of the main differences is how much larger the platform can be. TED Talks are usually to a larger audience as well when compared to TEDx Talks, although some TEDx Talks that go viral. TED Talks are typically recorded by individuals who are well known, like Nobel Prize winners and former presidents. You can also find tech titans on this list. TED's speaker selection process is highly selective and becomes more difficult with each passing year. You can nominate yourself or apply to be a TED Fellow for the chance to present at TED. TEDx is a great option for those looking to have their ideas heard and developed, but larger conferences such as TED can be a difficult task for lay people. With the increasing number of events each year, it is becoming more accessible for TEDx. And this can be just as good for publicity as well. For example, scribe author Nestor Du Solheim did a TED Talk on what working with psychopaths taught me about leadership. The video has been viewed over 400,000 times. That is a huge reach. Educators need to be on the lookout for viral TED Talks. TEDx Talks are better than public speaking classes for most authors to meet their goals. Many TEDx organizers work with speakers beforehand to craft the talks. This means lecturers also gain valuable skills and practice in giving a great talk. Contributing to TEDx events also helps you build a following and find new support in your region. In addition, contributing to a TEDx event connects you to the larger TED community which gives you opportunities for networking with powerful people. Start with TEDx. To achieve a TED stage-worthy level of experience, you'll have to work at it over time. Considering focusing on getting a TEDx talk first may be a better option for getting your name out there. Imagine taking on a globally recognized stage and sharing your knowledge without notes. TEDx gives you time to prepare for the format before you have to share what you know in front of thousands of people. Before you can compete on a bigger platform like the TED main stage, you need to practice for smaller stages like public speaking on smaller ones. Competitors need to work their way up from smaller stages of the competition before they are given the chance for success. TEDx event organizers help in building connections inside the TED network with a TEDx speaker. TEDx speakers get to interact with other TEDx speakers and are likely new contacts they can build on. If you are going to present a TEDx talk, it might be better for you to use a public venue such as a stage rather than a private one. If you have a dream of speaking at a TED conference or have your own TED Talk, you should start with one of the best platforms to make your dreams come true, TEDx. Get to know other TEDx talks. TEDx events are perfect for generating new content you can use on your blog or site. TED has a database of talks that you can use as a basis for developing your own talk. TED Talks have an established format for which you must master. To be successful as a speaker at TED, you need to understand the format's characteristics. Research other thought leaders in the field you are interested in. Focus on the kinds of information they present, which methods of delivery they use, and what techniques they employ to keep your attention. Try scouting out people who give TEDx talks and organizers to find out which events are worth showing up at. This step is where you can get the basics for your pitch. You will need to know what you have to sell and why, who your target audience is, which format of your pitch is appropriate, and much more. It is crucial to research instead of blindly launching a campaign. The first step in any new marketing campaign should be solid data collected about the market and audience. This list from the TEDx site is a great place to start. It tells you what organizers are looking for specifically, such as in this example from the website. Build your portfolio. If you know that you are a skilled speaker and have the idea of what you want to say, then you can skip over some of the steps and go directly to asking for a speaking slot. If you are not ready or not successful with generating interest, you may need to beef up your speaking portfolio first. TEDx is looking for speakers with ideas worth sharing. They also need to see that you have what it takes to keep your audience riveted for 15 minutes. The TEDx organizers are looking for new speakers rather than established ones. For those who are just starting or are slightly inexperienced, try to find opportunities for smaller talks in order to get comfortable with public speaking. These talks can also help you practice your skills, and they can all be on your resume too. If you have already given presentations, you don't necessarily need to add other experience to your resume. You might just need to increase your persuasive abilities. One way to do this is by building a great media kit in order to prove that you are a good presenter. Media kits are a collection of resources that media can use when writing an article about you, interviewing you, or booking you for a talk. TEDx organizers want speakers who will work hard and deliver content that is professional, quality-oriented, and culturally relevant. Demonstrate to them you are serious about what you do by providing them with a media kit. Create your talk and your pitch. It's not about boring academic lectures or insider baseball. TED is a venue that is known for its engaging, thought-provoking talks that cover topics people care about. With Nasser Solheim, for instance, she didn't give a talk about how to be a better leader. The talk would be boring. She spoke about what it is like working with psychopaths and leaders, which is a topic that could hold interest. Another useful point is that you shouldn't try to cover too much content with your TED Talk. They're only 18 minutes long. So don't overshoot by making the talk too large in scope. You won't be able to work on every issue in the world during your talk. Choose one specific, compelling angle. The exciting world of social media allows you to generate blog content based on what your readers talk about. Start by posting about topics that people are most interested in when it comes to your book. What types of conversation do you want your followers to have about your book? It's easier if your idea is from your book, but you may want to think about it even if another great idea comes along, as long as it fits into your overall brand. Your book can still boost the image of your new idea with a conference organizer. Review your pitch and your talk. Rely on your network. If a friend has given a TEDx talk, ask them to review your pitch. If you don't know anyone, contact conference organizers and get in touch with them to find people who can help. If you have no one to bounce your idea off, make a few contacts in your network and ask them to review your TED Talk. It is important that TEDx talks be interesting to a general audience and broadly appealing. It is essential if they are not following or are not engaged. A change must occur. One way to guarantee quality content is asking people who will evaluate your work objectively. If you are guessing that someone in your family or friend group will say your content is good, find some other objective opinion resources. Pitch and talk to organizers as tight as possible before approaching them. Choose your stage or stages. Try to find an event close to you that is the right fit. Search for your specific location on the official TEDx website so they can be local events. You can apply to any TEDx event that you are interested in. The most important thing is to communicate your idea effectively and concisely and avoid wasting the organizer's time. Most organizers are looking for local talent. It's usually because it's more convenient to find locals with a travel budget. Consider checking out TEDx events. They might be looking for new speakers, which means you'll find your next attendee easily. After you are uncertain about an event, you can find videos and reviews on their TEDx YouTube page. If you don't have personal contact with a TEDx organizer, start by pinning your efforts on smaller and more reachable markets. TEDx Temecula might be easier to land than TEDx Houston. If you cannot find the application procedures, you can look for the organization. Even if you have an event already on your mind, embedded contact information is not centralized. In order to find the desired information, a Google search or LinkedIn will usually do the trick. Before reaching out, I recommend that you search TEDx on LinkedIn to see if any organizers in your network are closer than others. Personal connections always help. Pitch your concept. Nashatir once spoke at TEDx, so she did not need to pitch that organization. She can still offer you a valuable lesson about pitching. The organizers wanted her because of her unique, engaging content. Make your pitch as flashy as possible. You only have one chance to make an impression, and you're better off with a good impression. Pitching is about building a connection with your audience. Then you can have an ongoing conversation that builds trust and leads to deeper and wider relationships. A great pitch is a book description. It should properly introduce what an audience needs and why your product is a solution to that need. Your motivation should be well supported and summarizable, so the event organizers will want to know more. Leverage your TEDx talk. The work does not stop after you had given your TEDx talk. You can now produce high-quality short videos for free, which effectively increases your chances of getting on podcasts, booking other speaking gigs, or finding more opportunities in your field. With the help of a video, you can also hire a publicist or work with a PR team if you don't have a PR budget. You can also build connections using your network to help you better get more media coverage. Make sure people see your TEDx talk. Make it onto your blog and LinkedIn profile. Re-engage with your industry contacts around it as well. Send it to your contacts who have newsletters. Reach out to people you already talked to in the media for follow-ups. With your larger goals in mind, use your talk to keep working toward your objectives. What a TED Talk isn't. TED looks for people with a unique perspective, rather than personal stories. TED doesn't want speakers to talk about overcoming a particular life event. TED really wants speakers to use their platform to change people's thought processes. Each speaker should be able to state why they are the best one to give their talk And what is unique about their ideas? In one sentence. For those people who talk about giving a TED-like talk, what usually happens is that they stand in front of their audience for 18 minutes without an idea or structure and confuse the audience. A TED Talk is not one long speech without pauses for thought. You should be planning each piece to make sure it creates an idea or places a suggestion. That's it for this video, Manna Member. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work you put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.